Well, hello, and welcome to my latest video. I thought I'd do one of my special videos, advice for the new cyclists. And this is about a number of essential, absolutely essential items that you need if you're a cyclist. Now, you may go out on a Brompton, or you may go out on a proper bike, or you may even go out on an e-bike. But whatever kind of bike you go out on, you've got to have these items. So let's go through them one by one. Now, this is the first one, and this is what's called a chain checker. I don't know if you can use, I don't know if you can read that. It says chain checker on it. This is from a company called Park Tools, but you can get them from other places. You can get them from Amazon. You don't have to buy an expensive one like this. And it's a very simple principle, actually. I mean, you may have something in your workshop, or you may have something on your bike. You may just have something in your life, and you're not sure whether it's a chain. Well, what you need is this, and this is the chain checker. So let's have a look at some common items. Right, here is a tripod. Right, this is a tripod that I use for one of my cameras. So let's see, is this a chain? So we put the tool on there like that, you see, and with this special Park Tool one, you press that in. Right, now, as you can see, you can't press it in very far, so that tells you this is not a chain. All right, so let's see if we can find something else. Here we have a bottle of Vittoria universal tubeless tire sealer. I don't know how this works. I don't know if this is a chain, so I'm going to try again with the chain checker. I hold it horizontally. It's best to hold it horizontally rather than vertically. I put the chain checker on. Right, I press in this special lever at the top, and as you can see, I can't press it in. So I think we can be fairly clear at saying that item is not a chain either. Now, I'm going to take it onto a bike, probably on a Brompton, and see if we can find out whether what we've got on that is a chain. So just bear with me a minute, because I'm going to have to pick up the Brompton. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so here we've got the Brompton, right? This Brompton here, this is a Brompton P line. I know you can't see it clearly, but trust me, it's a Brompton P line. And here we've got something that we think is a chain, right? So we're going to put the chain checker on the chain, right? You see, and I've put it on there, and you see these prongs, okay? So you've got prong one, prong two. So this is known as a two-prong chain checker. And I put it on, and there you are. Look, it fits. So sorry, I'll let it go there so you can see how it's actually sitting on the chain, and so we know that this is a chain. So that's particularly useful advice if you're new to the bike game, you're not sure which component on your bike is a chain and what isn't. Get a chain checker. Now, the second essential item in the new cyclist's armoury, or the cupboard, or pain cave as we like to call it, is this particular baby, all right? And this is known, again, it's a Park Tool item. They're very expensive. You don't have to buy the Park Tool item. And this is called a spoke key. Now, I've spoken about a number of different types of keys previously. You may have watched my video about the Yale key. You may have seen my video about the Chubb key. That was a very successful one. But this one is a spoke key. So if you find that your spoke is getting loose, or you've locked it up somewhere and you don't know how to undo it, what you need is the spoke key. And what you do is you put that on the spoke, right? And you undo it, like a normal key, all right? And there you are. You can remove your spoke. So that's what you need. That's a spoke key. So I wouldn't carry this with you, because you don't, when you're out for a ride, you don't want to remove your spokes. But when you're in the garage and you think, it's a slow day, pointless, the pointless TV program is not on until 5 o'clock. So you think, I don't know what to do. I know, I'll unlock all my spokes. So there you are, you've got the spoke key. Very useful. Now, the next item that we have is this particular baby, and this again is by Park Tool. You may think I'm sponsored by Park Tool. I'm not sponsored by Park Tool, but if Park Tool want to sponsor me, then I will become a Park Tool sponsored video channel, which I'm not at the moment because I'm not sponsored by Park Tool. But this is to remove, right, something on your bike. Now, I don't actually know what the something is, but I do know because I've watched a number of videos on YouTube by some of the great YouTubers. I mean, I don't know their names, but some of the great YouTubers, and they say you need to have one of these tools. And I think it's called a chain breaker. Now, I don't know why you'd want to go around and break your chain, all right? The chains, I mean, they're okay, they're decent things. You've done your chain checker, you've got yourself a chain breaker, and people say break your chain. Well, why break your chain? It hasn't done anything to you. So I'd carry it with you in your back pocket if you can. This is quite a big one. There are smaller ones, there are larger ones available. But if you want to break your chain, perhaps it's misbehaved, it's been naughty or something like that, you want to do a bit of, you go, I'm going to break you, you bastard, I've had enough of you, I'm going to break you down. Then you get your chain breaker and you break the chain. Now, if you do break the chain, and I don't know why you'd break the chain, but if you do break the chain, you need to get a couple of these babies, all right? Now, these are called quick links, all right? Now, I tend to find that, I mean, these are quite heavy items, right? I don't mind carrying the chain breaker. I don't mind carrying the, you know, the chain checker, just in case I want to find out if I've got a chain on my bike when I'm out for a bike. But these two things, all right, these are quick links. Now, these are made of lead, right? And they are oh, look, I mean, when I put, look, I put them down. Oh, you see, they're so heavy. So what I do is I prefer just to carry one, all right? Now, you've got one quick link. I can't do this. Right, you don't need two quick links, right? One quick link is enough. Now you may want to take the right hand quick link, or you may want to take the left hand quick link. Now, if you're watching this video, my left hand is actually on your right, but my right hand is actually on your left. So don't get confused, because you don't want to go out with the left hand quick link when actually what you wanted was a right hand quick link, and you don't want to go out with the right hand quick link unless you go out with the left hand quick link, because the chances of you getting lucky and meeting somebody on the road, maybe of the opposite sex, maybe of the same sex, who's got a left link to go with your right link, so you can kind of, you know, put them together. I'm not going to show you how you put them together because this is a family video, but if you find that and you want to put them together, then there you are, you've done it. But otherwise, I suggest you just stick with the single quick link. And because I'm left-handed, I take the left-hand quick link, so I put it in my left hand there. That's the left-handed quick link. All right, now the next item is this, and again it's Park Tool. I don't know why all my stuff is Park Tool, we've already covered that. And this is what's known as a tyre boot. Now let's say, and this is what we in the trade call a shoe. Actually, it's not really a boot. So you'll notice that if I try and stick, right, if I try and stick the tyre boot onto this shoe, it doesn't want to know, because this is a tyre shoe, it's not a tyre boot. So let's see if we can find a tyre and see if we can do something like that. And funnily enough, my trusted assistant has given me a tyre. This happens to be a Schwalbe tyre. You don't have to use Schwalbe tyres, other tyres are available. So let's put that around the neck there, and then we take the tyre boot, right, and we stick it on like that. And if you want to, I mean, you can get various different tyre boots. There's tyre boot specialdesigns.com, and that, if you want the name of your club on your tyre boot, perhaps you want the name of a loved one, or a dog, or perhaps a late dog, something like that, late cat, other late animals may be available. And then what you do is you stick this on your tyre, right? And as you're going along, maybe you stop at a cafe and you meet some other people, and they say, oh look, you're in the tyre boot, you know, Old Portland's Club, which is a cycling club that I'm in. Or they might say, oh, you're in the Dulwich Paragon. Oh, I don't like Dulwich Paragon, but you're in the various clubs, and because you've stuck your tyre boot on your tyre, then oh, let me put that away, and there you are, you've got it. Now, if you can't afford a tyre boot, and I do understand they are quite dear, what we call a considered purchase in the shopping channel brigade, you can use a £20 note. all right, this is a £20 note, all right, and you may not have enough money, so you may think, well, I can't really afford a £20 note, Julian. Well, in that case, you can use a £10 note, and you say, okay, I'll use a £10 note, but you may not have enough money, so you may only have a £5 note. Well, you can use a £5 note. It doesn't work quite so well because they're a bit smaller, they don't stick quite so easily. And if you're, if you're really short of funds, let's say you're one of these pensioners who's had your what is it called, your winter fuel allowance taken away. And hang on a minute, I'm one of those pensioners who's had his winter fuel allowance taken away. I mean, what's going on with this country? I mean, I have not voted Labour for 67 years to have my bloody winter fuel allowance taken. Anyway, that's not the point. So let's say you're like me and you haven't got a 5, you haven't got 20, you haven't got 10, you haven't got a 5. You've got a £2 coin, right? Or let's say you're really fucking dirt. Sorry, I swore there. You're really dirt poor. Sorry, I've only got £2 coins. I haven't got anything less than 2, have I? Let me have a look. No, I haven't got anything less than 2. So you can use a £2 coin, right, to stick on your tyre like that. The trouble is, everybody's going to know that you're a little bit short of funds. You've suffered under this Labour government. 13 years of Labour, and we've got no money. I mean, what's going on? Why can't we vote in a decent party? Like, who's that bloke? The new Farage Corbyn party. What's it called? Farbin. Is that it? Farbin, or is it Courage? Yeah, Courage. Courage, that's it, the combination of the Corbyn and the Farage party. Anyway, so £2. Anyway, so there's the tyre boot, very useful. Now, we've nearly finished, stay with me. And the last thing, right, and this, right, we're getting serious now. Okay, I know I laughed in the middle of the video, but that was, that was a little private joke, don't worry about that. This is what we call a torque wrench, okay? Now, if you've got bolts, or you've got Usain bolts, or you've got screws on your bike. If you're lucky enough to have a screw on your bike, you want to tighten it up, and you want to tighten it up properly. But the only way you're going to know if it's tightened up properly is if you've got a torque wrench, because the thing about the torque wrench, right, is it talks to you. Okay, so you tighten it up, and it says, I'm tight enough, thank you very much. You tighten a bit more. He said, oh, no, please don't tighten me up anymore. And you tighten it up anymore. He said, look, if you tighten me up anymore, it's going to break. And then you got to say, you broke the bolt, right? You broke the Usain bolt. And the other thing is, right, they've got now, right, special AI-enabled torque wrenches, okay? And you can have the voice in any voice you choose. I mean, let's say you want, I don't know, the Dalai Lama, all right? You want Beyonce, you want the Kardashian one, the one that's not famous, or my favourite, right, Steve Coogan, right? You get Steve Coogan's voice, and when you hold it, and the amazing thing what AI can do, right? You don't have to use it as a wrench. Let's say you're a little bit lonely, okay? You're an older person, you've had your winter fuel allowance taken away, you're stuck in the garage, you've got nothing to do. Well, hang on a minute, that's me. All right, so you've got a torque wrench, then you can say, hello mate, how you doing? And the torque wrench will say, got to get, and you say, what's on the telly this evening? And they say, oh, they've got that pointless TV program. And you think, well, I like pointless. They say, oh, I actually prefer the chase. And then you see, you can have a whole conversation, a whole AI enabled conversation. I mean, you may use ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT on my phone all the time. I say, oh, morning chat, and it says, morning Jules, how you doing? And then I ask it all these questions, and it gives me answers. I don't know if they're correct or not, because it's bloody AI, and it's all the Chinese messing things up. But you trust. Actually, I was listening to something. I think I was listening to the rest is politics, right? And they were saying that with AI, ChatGPT and stuff like that, people don't like it if ChatGPT doesn't know the right answer. So what ChatGPT does is it makes up an answer. I mean, can you imagine that? I mean, I went on ChatGPT and I said, what is the best torque wrench to buy? And it said, I can't hear you. And I said, what is the best torque wrench to buy? He said, I can't hear you. Louder. And joke about, who won the F1 championships in 1979? And the bloke says, louder. And he says, who won the F1 championships in 1979? And the bloke says, louder. And he says, who won? Nicky Lauda, right, if you don't know anything about F1 racing. Anyway, so that's the torque wrench, AI-enabled torque wrench. And I should have mentioned, actually, that you can get an AI-enabled chain breaker, you can get an AI-enabled spoke key that can talk to you in 70 different languages. Can you imagine that? You can get the left hand and the right hand quick link. Only works with the left hand actually. There's a tiny little chip, okay, one of those tiny little triple fried chips in here, and it's AI enabled. Right? Can you imagine AI enabled on a quick link chip? I mean, the things that they can do in these other countries that we can't do because our education is shit. And we've got 13 years of Labour government that's taken all our money away, and I haven't even got a winter fuel allowance. I mean, what is the thing coming to? I mean, I don't even know what I spent the winter fuel allowance on when I had it. Probably buying all this bloody Park Tool crap. No wonder I can't get any more. Oh, there is one final thing. Right, one final thing. Sorry, if you're a cyclist, you might be a Brompton cyclist, or you might like proper bikes, and that is what we call a loyalty card. Right now, you're going to enjoy your tea and your coffee and your cocoa. Other beverages are available. If you go to a cafe, you go to it regularly, get one of these loyalty cards. Right now, you can't have this one because this is mine, and you probably can't go to this cafe because this is, it's called Heathfields, and it's in Keston in Kent. Right. So if you're anywhere in the area, pop in, mention my name. Said I watched this video by Julian. He said I could get a loyalty card. Right, so I hold it up the right way. Can I have a loyalty card? And they'll say yes. It's a loyalty card for you. Buy a coffee and they stamp it. And all you've got to do is buy 3, 6, 8. You buy 8 coffees, all right, which costs you about 32 quid, right? A little bit less, 32 quid in old English pounds, and you get free coffee. I mean, how's that? Right? You haven't got a winter fuel allowance. You haven't got any money. You've got 13 years of Labour government. You've got free coffee. And life is good. So all the essential cycling items as presented me. I've been Julian Hutchings. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment because that pushes it up the algorithms. Okay, there's a boy at my school called Algorithm, and he patented that word, by the way, algorithm. So you can't use it. I can use it because I know him well, but you can't use that word. And who was it? Was it Liz Truss? No, it was one of the others. Who was that? Who was that dumb MP? Nadine Dorries, who said, Facebook, they've got to get rid of all these algorithms. I mean, bring back the Tories. That's what I say. Anyway. Thanks for watching. See you next time.